Amrish, can you describe your relationship with the natural world?
Well, I have these amazing memories from my childhood in India. We lived in a city, but my family had just come from living in villages around that city. And I remember going out to the cities and seeing these huge mango trees, and actually seeing mangoes growing on them, and eating those mangoes. And it blew my mind that you had this seed, and from that, this huge tree came. And one day somebody pointed to a tree very casually and said, "Your dad grew that." I was speechless. That is my earliest probably memory.
Oh gosh. Have you noticed any changes to the places you remember from childhood? Is that mango tree still there, for example?
I hope it is, but I know that a lot of places I went to, I remember once going to one of our relatives' houses, and I remember navigating there, and I could have had it in my mind that you had to get off the bus at this point, walk through these fields, and there were these trees that you had to go past. A few years later I went there, nothing. I couldn't recognize it because it was all houses. In fact, the city I was born in today has got 6 million people in it, and has just grown and grown and grown.
So what did you do then if you were scared?
Well, it's hard, isn't it? I mean, you feel very helpless. People need to live. We all want to do the right thing, but I mean, it's frustrating to know what to do. And then quite by chance, I was sitting in my office surrounded by trees like this.
Okay.
And one of my neighbours had a friend round who was a teacher. We got chatting, and I thought, "Do you want a tree for your school?" And they said, "Yes." Bit my hand off. So I gave them a tree. He put it in his classroom. He told another friend of his. That teacher asked for a tree. And then on a second chance meeting, somebody who was just passing my office started talking to me. And then he told his friend. And his friend turned out to be the head teacher in this school. And not only that, I mean, the head teacher was so excited about this mad man with trees that he came round. And then 3 teachers came round.
Okay.
And I said, "These people really understand." So we came to the school. We said, "Yes, let me put this here, let me put that down." Before you knew it, we started building a little rainforest in the school, all through chance meetings. I had this desire to do something, and by chance I found this opportunity to let children actually experience what it's like to live with these trees. So when they sit there and they hear a bit of news, the Amazon is burning, it's not an abstract idea anymore for them, it's real trees. And then basically, we found the kids were just, without saying it, 3 and 4-year-olds don't tell you that they're enjoying something, but if you look at how they behave, they've changed. Their behavior is calmer. They go up and they sit there stroking. Sometimes they lose children from other classrooms because they find them wandering into here.
Really?
Yes, they've had that. They've had children disappear, but they know where to find them.
Yeah. Is there a story or a special moment with the young people? You've noticed
I was in this room once, and there are children who have autism, they're on the spectrum, and sometimes they find in a normal classroom a bit of an overload. So sometimes they bring them here. And I saw a child running in full of lots of tension and anxiety. And I watched it running and I thought, he's going to go and bump into one of those trees, he's going to start tearing at one of them. Instead, what does he do? Goes up and starts stroking a leaf and starts calming right down. Ignored me completely, but had that calm feeling when he came in here.
So how do you maintain the plants? Tell us more about that.
Well, the best thing is I don't do it all myself.
Oh, you don't?
We basically asked people, and I, by chance, met a wonderful woman called Judith who introduced me to a whole community of people around St. Paul's. And we invited them in, said, "Would you like to become friends of the Bristol Rainforest? Help us maintain this." And this is what we want people to do. We want people to come along, join in, because what we found was just in the sense that these trees relate to each other. In a rainforest, nothing is living on its own. It connects, it has a community. We're finding that by looking after these things, we're building up a community.
Yes.
So what we need is for people to come in and join in, learn, and as soon as you learn, you then teach.
Yeah.
So that way, we're going to build a strong community that can maintain this rainforest. So it's not just something that comes and goes. One thing we mustn't teach our children is that this is disposable. This is not disposable. We need to look after it, and we look after it together.
What's your Bristol Rainforest dream?
We're going to make this school the very first rainforest nursery in the country, where we raise children and trees together. And what I would love to see is that whole benefit of nature really dawn on these children as they grow up. And with that in mind, they may well become citizens that care about the whole natural world. So ultimately, we want to raise people with that awareness that we actually have to look after nature. If we don't value it, we will lose it.
Wow. So like you said on your t-shirt, live, love and dream in a forest.
Exactly.
The rainforest.
Come and join me.